morning, a beautiful day. I want to share with you your own heart. Heart and neurons. You know, our heart has millions of neurons. Our heart has its own neurovascular system. We call it sinus node, AV node, and bundle of hairs and so on. And that's how the impulse travel. And you know the electrocardiogram which is produced in our body, which is happening, which when doctor take your ECG or the electrocardiogram, that produce a P wave, QRST and T waves. They are so sensitive. If a good doctor looks at it, he or she can tell where the damage is, or she can tell where the abnormality is. Unfortunately, nobody is paying attention. Dr. Sodi Polaris was the first man who wrote a book called Ischemic Heart Disease and Polarizing Treatment. Ischemic heart disease and polarizing treatment, that was a low sodium and high potassium diet, because it is the sodium which moves in and the potassium which moves out, and that's how the T waves and PQRS and T wave is produced. And that's how the electrocardiogram is produced. And that is so sensitive, which I never knew it. Once I studied with Dr. Sodi Polaris in 1980, I found out how he is looking at T waves. As looking at the T wave and the QRS, he could tell what is the abnormality, means where the blockage is. Now you've been diagnosed maybe blockage in some of the coronary artery, or maybe a small blockage, you may need a stent, or you may need a bypass surgery. But remember one thing. Question is, why did you get blockage in your coronary artery, or why do you get a blockage to get a stent? It is because of your conditioned unconsciousness, because you're living your life against the law of nature. You've been eating too much salt, sugar, oil, and lack of exercise. And that is now these days are calling what we call epigenetic, extracellular fluid, or a gene sitting on top of the other gene, DNA, and that is called epigenetic. When I was in medical school, I never heard about epigenetic, but I knew that the body has a healing power. When I was in my internship, I saw a patient who had an anterior myocardial infarction, and when I visited in the evening, it was the Irvine Hospital, and he was doing his exercise. And the next day when I presented in the grand round to the good doctor, Dr. Chutani, who is now dead, bless his heart, a beautiful soul. And when I told him that this guy is doing his exercise, he says he will die. I came back and I told the man, stop doing the exercise. He got mad, upset. In the evening, he took his IV out and went back to his village. And when during my internship, when I visited that village, which was about 25 miles away from Delhi, he said, you are a bunch of quacks. We have a Hakim who is better than you people. So finally I begged him and he let us work there. And from that time I realized that the body has a self-induced healing. And I tell you, when I first time went to practice in Onaway, Michigan, 1971, I was treating heart attacks at home. Because the body has a power. And when you putting the people at home, that means less stress, less conflict. And I taught them how to be conscious of their body and the heart. And I tell you, I've had got beautiful results. I never lost a patient. It is God's blessing. And now I'm sitting in Lavana Cyber Height and I've just finished a book called The Cancer Cure, Naturally at Home. I want you to get this book from Amazon Kindle, a website, and also join our app. And I want you to read this book and work with your health practitioner or your medical doctor so you can get the best result. I wish you all a healthy day. God bless. Namaste. Amen.